Dave here from Enslaved by Media. Just wanted to show you this awesome video here. So this is Boston, 17 miles away from me, this vantage point, according to Google Earth. Okay, Google Earth says this is 17 miles away from me. I'm able to zoom in. This is the max the P900 can do, 83 times zoom with a 4 times digital. That's about 4 city blocks that I'm able to get in on. Now, let that sink in, and then see how small Boston appears in my photograph there? Oh, let's carry on. Now, this is the P900 zooming from an airplane onto a town that is on a plateau there. It's like on a mountaintop. It could be like a mile high right, as it sits now, which makes it even closer to the plane. But the furthest the P900 can get in at 83 times zoom is just the whole town. I mean, let that sink in. A whole town is the maximum a P900 can zoom in on from an airplane approximately 5 to 7 miles high at about 35,000 feet. Now, I've placed a little plane here in the middle so you can see, what a plane on the ground would represent. And it's not at all what I'm encountering when I look up. So how can I do this, right? How can I zoom on something that looks, we can agree that that plane right there is appearing to be 30,000 feet or higher to anyone who looks up. Okay? Now, when I zoom in on it, and based on the previous footage you just saw, how can this even be possible? How can I zoom in on a plane that's supposedly 5 to 7 miles high and get in on it with this much accuracy? That close. When zooming down from a plane to the ground, you can only get the size of a whole town, but yet I can get up on the plane itself. And the picture and the, coming down from the plane to the ground there, that's up on a plateau, so it was probably closer, right? There's no way that this plane is what they're telling us it is. It is not a Delta Airlines plane, even though it shows us it's either some little drone or some fallen angel technology, but I shouldn't be able to do this based on the previous footage. Okay, based on that picture you see right there, zooming 83 times zoom from an airplane to the ground and only seeing a whole town. Now, Google says Boston, Walpole to Boston, where I was 17 miles. And I can zoom in on 4 city blocks. I can see the logo on that plane, but from the plane zooming down, we can only see a whole town. What's going on here, guys? So, our leaders have some heavy explaining to do. We've been lied to about the sky, how airplanes fly, and basically everything in our reality has been one big lie. So based here on what we're looking at, one can assume that Boston is not 17 miles away. That plane is not 5 or 7 miles high in the air. And perhaps the plane to the ground is the most accurate picture we're looking at. So we can kind of judge out that Boston is probably less than half the miles they're telling us on Google Earth. And that plane is less than half of what they're telling us. So take it in. Let me know in your comments. And God bless. Thank you.